In the beginning, there was nothing. No light, no darkness, no time, no space, just an infinite void waiting to be filled. This is the story that has captivated humanity for thousands of years. The story that appears in ancient texts, passed down through generations, debated by scholars, and pondered by billions. This is the complete story of creation. Today, we're going to walk through the entire narrative, day by day, moment by moment, exploring not just what happened, but the profound meaning behind each creative act. Whether you approach this from a perspective of faith, curiosity, or scholarly interest, this story has shaped civilizations, inspired countless works of art, and continues to influence how we see ourselves and our place in the universe. So settle in, because we are about to witness the birth of everything. Before we dive into the 7 days, we need to understand what came before. The ancient Hebrew text of Genesis opens with a phrase that has been translated countless ways: Bereshit bara Elohim. In the beginning, God created. But here's something fascinating. The Hebrew word bara means to create from nothing, ex nihilo. This wasn't shaping or molding existing material. This was bringing something into existence from absolute nothingness. Think about that for a moment. Everything you see around you, every atom, every force of nature, every dimension of space and time, came from nothing. The text tells us that the earth was formless and void, in Hebrew, tohu vabohu, a phrase that evokes chaos, emptiness, and potentiality all at once. Darkness covered the surface of the deep waters, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters, like a bird hovering over its nest before new life emerges. This pre-creation state is important. It establishes that creation wasn't random or chaotic. There was intention, presence, and purpose even before the first word was spoken. Some scholars point out that the Hebrew doesn't necessarily describe creation from absolute nothing at this point, but rather God bringing order to chaos, forming the formless, filling the void. Either interpretation reveals something profound. The Creator brings structure, meaning, and purpose where there was none. And then it happened. The first words of creation, "Let there be light." And there was light. 4 words in English, 3 words in Hebrew, Yehi or. And with those words, the universe exploded into existence. Light filled the void. But here's what's fascinating. This happened on day 1, and the sun, moon, and stars weren't created until day 4. So what was this light? Scholars and theologians have debated this for millennia. Some ancient Jewish commentators suggested this was a primordial light, different from sunlight, a divine light that allowed for the very concept of illumination to exist. Others see it as the electromagnetic spectrum itself, the fundamental forces of physics coming into being, making all other forms of energy possible. God saw that the light was good. This is the first time we encounter this phrase, and it will be repeated throughout the creation narrative. God doesn't just create. God evaluates, appreciates, and declares the goodness of what has been made. Then came the first act of separation. God separated the light from the darkness. He called the light day and the darkness night. Evening came, morning came, the first day. This pattern of separation is crucial. Throughout the creation story, God creates by distinguishing, by setting boundaries, by organizing. Light from darkness, waters above from waters below, sea from land. Each act of creation is an act of ordering the cosmos. Think about what day and night represent: rhythm, cycles, the passage of time itself. With this first day, time began, history started. The story of everything was set in motion. On the second day, God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water." The Hebrew word here is rakia, often translated as firmament or expanse or sky. God made this expanse and separated the water under the expanse from the water above it. And he called the expanse sky or heaven. Now, to ancient eyes, this made perfect sense. When you look up, you see blue like water. When it rains, water falls from the sky. The ancient worldview understood the sky as a dome or vault that held back cosmic waters while allowing some to fall as rain. But here's what's profound, regardless of how you interpret the cosmology. God is creating habitable space. He's making room for life. The waters above and below are separated so that there can be air, atmosphere, space for creatures to breathe and live. Some commentators note that day 2 is the only day where God doesn't say, "It was good." Why? Various explanations have been offered. Perhaps because the work of separating waters continued into day 3, or perhaps because conflict and division, even necessary division, isn't inherently good in the same way unity and completion are. Evening came, morning came, the second day. The cosmos now has light and darkness, time and rhythm and space, an expanse where life can eventually flourish. Day 3 is unique because it contains 2 distinct acts of creation. First, God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. The waters were gathered into seas, and the dry ground appeared, and God called it land. Imagine witnessing this moment. Mountains rising from the depths, continents forming, valleys and plains emerging from the receding waters. The earth takes shape, geography comes into being, and God saw that it was good. But the day wasn't over. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And suddenly, the earth erupted with life. Not animal life yet, but plant life. Grass, herbs, shrubs, and trees. Each according to its kind, each with seeds that would allow it to reproduce, to continue, to fill the earth with green. This is extraordinary. Life itself begins on day 3. And notice, God commands the earth to produce vegetation. The earth becomes a partner in creation, bringing forth life from itself. This establishes something fundamental about our world. It's designed to be productive, generative, alive. The text emphasizes according to their kinds, suggesting order, categories, distinct species. Creation isn't random. There's taxonomy, structure, design. Imagine Earth at the end of day 3, vast oceans, dry land with mountain ranges and valleys, and covering that land, an explosion of green. Forests, meadows, all manner of plants. The stage is being set. God saw that it was good. Evening came, morning came, the third day. Now we come to one of the most debated days. Day 4, when God created the sun, moon, and stars. God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years, and let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. Wait, you might be thinking, if the sun was created on day 4, what was the light on day 1? And how did plants survive on day 3 without the sun? These questions have generated enormous discussion. Some interpret the days as long ages rather than 24-hour periods. Others suggest the sun existed, but was made visible or given its function on day 4. Some see the narrative as topical rather than strictly chronological, organized thematically. Days 1 through 3 establish domains: light, dark, sky, waters, land, seas, while days 4 through 6 populate those domains. God saw that it was good. Evening came, morning came, the 4th day. The cosmos now has its celestial timepiece, its calendar in the sky, marking the rhythm of days and seasons. God said, "Let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the expanse of the sky." The oceans suddenly burst with life, every kind of sea creature, from the smallest organisms to the greatest creatures of the deep, the massive sea monsters, the leviathans. Fish of every kind, creatures we have names for, and creatures that existed then but are gone now. And simultaneously, birds filled the sky, eagles soaring, sparrows darting, every winged creature taking flight. This is the first time we encounter animal life, creatures with consciousness, mobility, instinct. And it's significant that they fill the spaces prepared for them. Fish in the waters separated on day 2, birds in the expanse created on day 2. But then something remarkable happens, something that didn't happen with plants. God blessed them. These are the first words of blessing in Scripture. God said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." This is more than just permission, it's empowerment. God doesn't just create these creatures, He blesses them with fertility, abundance, continuity. He wants them to thrive, to multiply, to fill their domains. God saw that it was good. Evening came, morning came, the 5th day. The earth is now vibrant with life. The seas teem with creatures, the skies are filled with birds. But the land remains empty of animal life. That changes on day 6. Day 6 begins with God's attention turning to the land. God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. Suddenly, the earth is filled with every kind of land animal: cattle and sheep, lions and bears, elephants and mice, reptiles and insects, every creature that walks, crawls, or scurries. The text groups them into categories: livestock, domestic animals, wild beasts, and creatures that move along the ground. Again, we see the phrase "according to their kinds," emphasizing order and design in the diversity of life. God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." Stop. Let that sink in. This is completely different from everything else. For every other act of creation, God said, "Let there be," or commanded the earth or waters to produce. But now, "Let us make." There's deliberation here, intention, something special happening. In our image, in our likeness. Humans aren't just another creature. We're made in God's image. The Hebrew word is tselem, for image, and demut, for likeness. This doesn't mean physical appearance. It means we reflect something of God's nature. We have consciousness, creativity, moral awareness, the capacity for relationship, the ability to love and choose and create. God continues, "So that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." We're given authority, responsibility, stewardship, not to exploit or abuse, but to care for creation as God's representatives. Then comes the act of creation. So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God He created them. Male and female, He created them. God blessed them. Just as He blessed the fish and birds, He now blesses humanity. But the blessing is more expansive. "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and over every living creature that moves on the ground. We're given a mandate: multiply, spread across the earth, and exercise stewardship. The Hebrew word for subdue can sound harsh, but in context, it means to bring order, to cultivate, to care for responsibly. Then God says something beautiful. I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food, and to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. God provides. Both humans and animals are given food. In this original creation, there's no predation, no death, no carnivory. It's a vision of harmony, peace, abundance. God looked at all He had made, everything from the light of day 1 to humanity on day 6. And it was very good. Not just good, but very good. Everything together, the entire creation, humanity as the crown of it all, living in harmony with animals and plants, bearing God's image, blessed and commissioned. Evening came, morning came, the 6th day. By the 7th day, God had finished the work He had been doing, so He rested. God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it He rested from all the work of creating that He had done. This is stunning. The all-powerful Creator doesn't need rest. God doesn't get tired. So why rest? God is establishing a pattern, a rhythm for creation. Work has purpose and value, but so does rest. 6 days of labor, 1 day of rest. This becomes the foundation for the Sabbath, a gift to humanity, a weekly reminder that we're more than producers and consumers. By resting, God sanctifies time itself. The 7th day is blessed and made holy. It's set apart, different, sacred. This completes the creation story, not with more work, more making, more doing, but with rest, with completion, with satisfaction in what has been made. The cosmos is finished. Everything is in place. And it is very good. So what does it all mean? This ancient story that has echoed through millennia? Whether you read it as literal history, poetic theology, or ancient cosmology, certain truths emerge. Creation has a source, a purpose, a design. We're not accidents in a random universe. Everything exists intentionally. Humanity is unique, bearing the image of God, given dignity, value, and responsibility. We're stewards of creation, not its exploiters. Work matters, but so does rest. There's a rhythm to life that honors both productivity and restoration. Everything God made is good. The physical world, our bodies, nature, animals, all declared good by their Creator. And perhaps most profoundly, there's a story. Reality isn't meaningless chaos. There's a narrative, and we're part of it. It has a beginning, and it's moving towards something. The complete story of creation isn't just about how things began. It's about who we are, why we're here, and what the world means. It's a story that has inspired artists, poets, scientists, philosophers, and ordinary people for thousands of years. It raises questions we're still exploring. What does it mean to be human? What's our responsibility to the earth? How should we relate to the Creator? These 7 days gave us the cosmos, and they gave us a framework for understanding our place in it. From nothing to everything, from darkness to light, from chaos to order, from void to abundance. This is the story of creation, and in many ways, it's still being told. Thanks for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, leave a comment below with your reflections. Subscribe for more deep dives into ancient stories and their modern meaning. And remember, you're part of this story too.